Coming up on the RMAC Showcase, a barn burner at Highlands. The Cowboys and Cowgirls try to stay in the hunt for the RMAC tournament.
Gives a catch for a three-pointer on top of the key, drains it, and he's fouled!
Plus, he played 9 years in the NBA. Now, Erick Strickland is learning the ropes of college coaching here at New Mexico Highlands.
What I try to do is I try to teach them the life goals.
And the story of China Smith, who has found a home at Highlands and is truly her brother's keeper.
I don't want him to walk that path that I did early on.
We also visit with Dr. Jim Freeze, take a look ahead to the spring sports, and have an update on a former Highlands linebacker who is back in the NFL. That's all ahead on the RMAC Showcase. Welcome to the RMAC Showcase, coming to you from New Mexico Highlands University in Las Vegas, New Mexico. We're at the John A. Wilson Complex, the home of the Cowboys and Cowgirls basketball teams. I'm Eric Danner. We start with men's hoops. The New Mexico Highlands men's basketball team starting conference play with a 4-4 record. But Adams State and Fort Lewis were coming to town. Both teams made it to the NCAA playoffs last year. Early on against FLC, Highlands dialing up the defensive pressure as Stargell Love gets the steal and the lay-in. Cowboys up by 5. Fort Lewis then goes on a 13-0 run led by Wes McKenzie, who scores 7 during that stretch. Later in the first, Javerick Nelson gets the steal coast to coast for the easy slam. Cowboys down 4. The Skyhawks really putting the clamps on Manny Cass, Highlands' leading scorer, held to 4 in the first half. Alex Herrera with the good defense here. Fort Lewis leads by 13 at the break. Second half, Love trying to bring Highlands back. He scores 14. Cowboys down 6. Then FLC goes on another run. Lucas Archuleta passes up ahead to Oscar Garcia, who goes up, gets fouled, and makes the shot, part of a 10-0 run. Skyhawks lead by 15, but the Cowboys rally. Stuart Sullivan hits this one from Santa Fe. He leads Highlands with 18 points. Pokes cut the lead to 4, but could not get over the hump. Fort Lewis wins 82-69. It's the Skyhawks' 4th win in a row. The following night, Adams State at the John A. Wilson Complex. ASU jumps out to an early lead. Jawan Buchanan with the hoop and the foul. Grizz up by 6. Terrence Lafayette the steal, up ahead to Drew Martin for the lay-in. But Adams comes right back, up ahead to Mike Hemsley for the jam. Grizzlies up 6. Then Love, the alley-oop to Martin. It's becoming a highlight show now. And another fast break, another alley-oop Baca to Nelson. But it's Adams up by 5 at the half. In the second, Chuck Cole gets going. This one from way back. Grizzlies up 7. Under a minute to go. It's now a 1-point game. Buchanan in the post makes it a 3-point game. 14 seconds left. Highlands down 4. Only one way to get 4 at once. Cass hits the 3 and is fouled. He makes the free throw. We are tied at 87. Next possession, Cowboys get the steal and the foul. Alex Dancel goes to the line, misses both free throws. But the second one had a lane violation. Dancel then makes it on the third try. So Adams State now down just 1. Pressure from the Cowboys. Love gets the steal and ices the game. Highlands wins a wild one, 90-87.
To me, it was we had one play. Coach drew it up, and I was going to X up, and they stopped the initial play that we was going to do, and I was wide open, and I took the shot, and luckily he fouled me to tie the game up for the extra point, and I mean, they got us a W tonight.
Highlands coach Joe Harge had an opening for an assistant coach this year. That's when he got a call from an old friend, Erick Strickland, who played 9 years in the NBA, wanted to get into college coaching. And in his first year here with Highlands, Strickland is making an impact on the men's basketball program. At one point in time, Erick Strickland was living the dream life of an NBA player. He spent 9 seasons in the association, mainly with the Dallas Mavericks. With first-class travel and first-class dining, now Strickland finds himself as a Division II assistant coach, and there's nowhere he'd rather be.
You have to start from the ground. I mean, I'm not afraid of the grind. I'm not afraid of the city or the atmosphere or even the level.
Strickland had a front office job with the Dallas Mavericks after his playing days were over, but he's not an office kind of guy.
Over the course of time, I realized that basketball and being around the game and being on the court, working with the players is something that I have more of a passion and a drive for.
This past offseason, Strickland reconnected with an old friend. Joe Harge, now the head men's basketball coach at New Mexico Highlands, was looking for an assistant coach. The two first met in training camp with the Denver Nuggets during the 1990s.
Coach Strickland and I had been in contact, and it was late, and I said, well, Coach, this will get your foot in the door, be a great opportunity for you. I said, our resources aren't enormous, but it'd be a great opportunity to get in on the ground floor, and he took it.
For Coach Strickland, this has been a tremendous learning opportunity. At this level, Coach Harge does just about everything and more.
I've learned a lot from Coach Harge, everything down from scouting and doing scouting reports and recruiting and fundraising and the creativity it takes to make sure that your players are getting what needs to be done in school.
As far as the infamous RMAC travel goes, Strickland is okay with it. While he spent 9 years in the luxury of the NBA, he did spend 3 years riding the bus in minor league baseball, a third-round pick of the Florida Marlins, where he was considered their 10th best prospect at one point. That experience helped prepare Strickland for life in RMAC basketball.
I know what 12-hour, 14-hour, 16-hour bus rides are like, when you're in the New York Penn League and you have to go from Erie and, to Jamestown and from Jamestown to St. Catharines.
As for Coach Strickland's future, Harge says it's bright.
I think he'll be great. He'll be a head coach here someday, or he'll be on the Division I level here pretty quickly. So I think great things are ahead for him.
Still ahead on the showcase, the Highlands wrestling team opens their conference schedule. Coming up next, the amazing story of China Smith, who has overcome the odds to become a 4.0 student and all-conference basketball player. As we head to break, here's some academic award winners in men's basketball.